One of the main sort of features that makes them kind of unique is they have this double hull design, or double skinned hull design. What that means is even if the boat was filled to this level with water, she would actually still float because the hull itself has enough buoyancy to keep it afloat.
Even if the boat was filled to this level with water.
Okay, so I'm up at RB Marine and it's time to crack on and do some work. So behind me here you can probably see Salty Sea Dog, and behind me here is Hat-Trick. And I got here last night and got sort of sorted. I'm staying on Salty just so that I can more easily work on Hat-Trick. And yeah, I got up here and thought I'll have a quick check and see what's happening on board Hat-Trick, and unfortunately things didn't go quite to plan. What? Let's see if this thing's going to work. There's water coming out somewhere. So, not exactly what I was hoping to deal with on the first night, but having arrived from a 6-hour drive, thought I'd have a quick look at see what the inside of Hat-Trick looks like, and it is pretty flooded. This is after I've spent a little bit of time pumping the water out, and I was planning on getting her completely empty, but she has this kind of odd, she has a pump, which can be used, obviously a bilge pump, but I don't know, it's one of the things that's weird about this boat is that all of the bilges are made of these ribs, which mean the water doesn't go to a single sort of point, which going to think, which means that you can't like pump it all out from one place, which is kind of annoying. So what I did think I would do is that this pump was mounted down in this spot here where there was actually virtually no water. I thought that I would disconnect it and I could use it to could just work. I could wire it into the batteries, which are going mental at me at the moment, and look at basically pumping all the water out using that, so I don't have to keep using my cooking pot that I've been using. Unfortunately, in the process of trying to get that unplumbed, I did manage to, if you'll be able to see, I managed to slice my finger open pretty nicely. So now the bilges are not only filled with water, but they are filled with my blood as well, just for good measure. So, new plan, rather than trying to manage this when I'm bleeding over everything, is we're going to leave this, look at it tomorrow, and go drink some beer. It's a bit dark in here, so the batteries are kind of working, or the lights are, but as you can also see, quite a lot of water all the way through the boat. And as you can also see, a lot of mould on the walls, water on the ceiling. Curtains aren't too bad, to be fair, but the everything else is pretty bad. So, plan for today is to get all of this water out of the boat, clean it all up, try and do what I can to clean up all this mould, get a heater in here, and get it all sort of dried out as best I can, and in the process of that hopefully figure out where all this water's coming from. The one good positive on it though is that the hull must be pretty waterproof because none of this water's getting out, so I suppose that's a silver lining if nothing else.
Okay, a few hours of sponging and wiping and cleaning and drying, and I got most of the water out now. It's obviously still soaking wet in here, but I think it's probably at a point now where I can get the heater in here and at least sort of let it dry naturally a bit for the next few hours and see if that gets us somewhere. So I got the boat all dried out, well, cleaned out, and it's currently drying. Hopefully the heater should do its job, but unfortunately I haven't really figured out exactly where the water's coming in, other than a couple of possible drips, but I've got as far as I can get with it now, so I'm going to head into town and see if I can't pick up a decent tarpaulin of some description, and then I can get it covered up, which will obviously stop any water coming in through the hatches or things like that. Yeah, so off to Helensburgh we'll go, and we'll see what we can find. So a nice wet and wonderful trip to Helensburgh, and we did actually manage to get ourselves a tarpaulin, which is good because I didn't think I was going to actually find anything in, or at least nothing decent. So we're going to head back and try and get Hat-Trick covered up a little bit and go from there. So after a pretty tiring 6-hour drive, I've just arrived back at RB Marine. It's been about a month since I was last up here, and for most of that month, and certainly the last 6 hours, one question has filled my mind, which is how much water is in Hat-Trick. And I guess it's a moment of truth, so we should go find out. Well, the tarp is still pretty much in place, which is a good sign, I guess. What's happening inside, I guess. Well, I don't want to speak too soon, but that actually looks pretty good to me there. Let's see what we've got going on. Oh. There's a little bit of water just in the first bilge. I kind of set my heart on the idea that as long as it was sort of just in the bilges, I'd probably be relatively okay with that, given obviously there's still a lot of work to do. But actually it's only in the very first section where the bilges are pretty much completely dry, so that is a real result actually. I mean, obviously it's down to the tarp, not down to me fixing the leaks, but yeah, that just is a kind of weight off my mind that I'm not coming back to another absolutely sort of terribly flooded boat. So yeah, great news. You know, now it's obviously cracking on with permanently fixing it rather than just sticking the tarp over it. But yeah, I think this has turned out about as well as I could have hoped. So anyway, that's going to be the end of this little video and this drama. I'm going to now crack on and do some more work on the boat over the next week and hopefully get to work on the deck, but that'll be coming up in a few videos time. So yeah, thanks so much for stopping by. Apologies, I look a bit like a ghost right now. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video and this little drama. And yeah, I hope you'll like and subscribe and all that, and check back for the next video.